Welcome to episode 20 of the podcast. How are you feeling?
Feeling good? How are you feeling?
I'm good. My hands are really dry for like no reason. I mean not no reason. It's really, really cold outside and yeah.
I've heard of this thing that's really helpful. It's called lotion.
Well, okay, hold on. I've had this like problem. This makes it sound like I'm about to be like, so I'm an addict of Coke. No, I have this problem of like
What?
I have this problem of like putting stuff in my backpack and then being like, oh, I don't want to carry it. And then taking it out and it literally weighs like it's like a cough drop. I'm like, I don't want to carry it, and it's like a singular thing of dust. I'm like, I don't want to carry it, and it's so stupid. And I think I put like any minute. It's so dumb, I just should carry lotion. But I was sick and I was like in bed and my hands were really dry. I don't know if I should out myself. Never mind. I put chapstick on my hands because I was like, I was really sick. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Just my cherry flavored lotion.
No, it was regular. It was the regular, not flavored stuff. Not flavored.
Your regular non-flavored lotion?
Your regular non-flavored chapstick.
Burt's Bees? Plain?
No, I think it was like I don't know, I bought it at CVS.
Oh, so like the prescription strength.
What? What?
Really chapped lips.
What? No, okay. I'm sorry.
Is that not a thing?
No.
Oh god. I don't buy my chapstick at CVS. I just assume it was more intense there. Like it's a drugstore. Like in my head I'm like, oh yeah. Really? Your lips are really chapped.
Yeah, my lips are chapped. Yes. And I was really like sick and I was really tired. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna just put this on my hands, like a weirdo.
Did it work?
I mean, I like kinda.
Ooh, so that's not a great rec.
It was like, well, okay. I think it's because like it's like it's not spreadable. Like it's not like it was very hard.
Lather.
It's very hard because I guess like how when you put lotion on you immediately do the like you're like trying to spread it across both hands. Yeah, I could so it's just in like the center of my palm and then like I'm sick so I'm kind of sweaty and it was not like working well. It's like I mean I put it in like where my hands are really dry, so like my like the where you turn your thumbs.
Huh? You turn your thumbs?
like when you bend your fingers, like that part.
Your knuckles? Fully articulated, Barbie. I assume, yes, you're talking about joints?
Yes, my joints. Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. This Barbie is not fully. He's not fully articulated.
Not fully articulated Barbie.
This Barbie's job is not science.
This Barbie is not a summation.
This
not in the lab.
This Barbie is not. This Barbie is not.
Okay, so you put the chapstick on your knuckles? Your joints?
Yes, I put them on my knuckles because that's where like the cracks of my skin were, and so I was like, I don't want to get up and do lotion.
I mean, that would just be a pain in the ass, wouldn't it?
Listen, okay. I was
If you
really
were
sick.
There's a different thought process. Like brain function is just different when you're sick. So I see the vision. I could see why in your in the sick mind thoughts you were like, yes, this is comparable. Did it work on your knuckles?
I mean, like, sort of. And it didn't, like, sting or anything. Probably because, like, it's just chapstick. Like, it's just wax, almost. Like, it's just... I don't know. This Barbie is not STEM. I actually have no... I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now on the pod. She's I mean, she's not... What's in chapstick? Hold on. I don't even have some with me right now. Wait, no, I do! Hold on. It's literally just called chapstick. I swear to God. Okay.
Chapstick brand chapstick. I think I actually do know what that is.
Do you know? She's chapstick skin protect. White petrolatum. This Barbie is this Barbie's dyslexic.
Is it petroleum?
I think it's petroleum. Petroleum.
This Barbie doesn't spell, but it sounds like you're going for petroleum.
This Barbie is dyslexic. Okay, I'm not making fun of anyone. All right. It says like all the stuff in it. Oh, like the third ingredient is wax. Okay. The fourth one's alcohol. That's scary, but okay. But you know, it's fine. I mean, it worked. It worked.
Whatever
it
works
didn't...
is the main plot point, right?
Wait, sort of work. I don't think my goal wasn't there. Obviously, my goal would have truly been achieved if I had just got lotion. You know, this yeah. So anyway, on to the actual topics of today's episode. What you got? What's up? What's been up with you?
So, you know, I was once a child.
A Victorian child?
Believe it or not. Shockingly, I know. This is coming out for the first time now. I was once a child. And as a child, like, I really had this thing for, like, efficiency. And so in preschool, they, like, put your name on everything. You know, like, you'd do, like, a hand turkey or whatever, and then they'd write your name on it, you know? And... One second.
I mean, I remember doing those. I remember you had to do it a certain way, and then I did it a way, and then my dad literally... I don't think he did it as, like, a mean thing. My dad did it as, like... Because you were supposed to, like, I don't know, do a certain thing, and he just, like... He proceeded to grab the directions of how you're supposed to color the turkey, and I colored the turkey wrong.
Oh, no.
And they,
I'm sorry, I had to cut out there. My dog keeps grabbing, like, bones. And I don't know. I took the first one from her, and then I just looked over, and she had another. And I don't know where she's producing them from.
They're from a stash that you don't know.
Yeah, she looks really mad at me now. Okay. Anywho, so I was once a child. They'd write your name on it. Just in preschool, they'd write your name on your artwork and whatever. So I didn't know how to spell my name. Like, spelling's not my thing. That's never been my thing. No. So I didn't know how to spell it, and I went to kindergarten. Like, I got to kindergarten, and my teacher was like, "Oh, put your name on it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know what my name is." Which I was able to write, like, we were writing, like, little short stories and stuff, like sentences or whatnot, maybe full stories, but, like, sentences. And she was like, "Okay, wait, so you can, like, do the assignment and write the sentence, but you can't write your name." And I was like, "Correct." And it was this whole thing. She just got another bone. One second.
Dog intermission. You know, I'd have to think about it. I think I knew how to spell my name. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's such a, like, core memory. I think I do. I hope I do. I mean, I do now.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where she's
I-
producing them from. But that's 3.
What are the bones? Are they like the rawhides?
No, they're antlers. So they like, it's like half a deer antler, and she like kind of chews on it, and there's marrow inside, and it kind of breaks tartar off of her teeth and stuff. You do have to be careful about them breaking their teeth with them, but I have to watch her while she eats because I don't want her to like break off pieces or anything, or like I just said, break her teeth or anything. And she keeps hiding from me, and I guess she's been stashing them around the house. I don't really know how. I'd hid them from her when she's done, so I don't know where she found the stash. I'm hoping that's the end of it. Because what the fuck? Okay. So sorry, class. Anywho, damn. So I didn't know how to spell my name. And she was like, okay, so you need to learn how to spell your name by next class. Because, like, I'm not going to keep writing it for you. I'm like, fuck, okay. So I went home, learned how to spell my name. That was super annoying, by the way. Was not a fan. Felt like a waste of my time because I'm like, you know me. Like, you get it. What do you mean I need to... I can write... And in my head, it was the same logic. She's like, you can write a sentence, but you can't write your name. And in my head, I'm like, I can write a sentence. Why do I need to write my name? Like, ew. And so then we got, like, older. And they were like, you've got to write your last name, too. And I was like, bro. Like, dude, really? Like, y'all are obsessed with this whole name thing. So later elementary school, you've got to write your first and last name. So I start doing that. Then I got to middle school, 6th grade. We're filling out this like, it was a state test form. And so I'm filling that out, and it wants full name. So I write my first name and my last name, and then there's a spot for my middle name, and I write my middle name and turn it in and whatever. Well, then I get called to the office. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't usually go, so I'm like, what the fuck did I do? So I get in there, and my counselor's like, hey, and I'm already like, uh-oh. Which I will say, I'd been called down to the office in elementary school, and the counselor was like, hey, and they had me do, like, play therapy, which, so this was already a bad start. I'm like, uh-oh, what do you want? What therapy session are we doing? Or what? And she was like, so I was reviewing your forms, and I was looking this over, and you wrote your middle name like this. I kind of stared at her, and I was like, okay. And she was like, so is that how you spell it? And I was like, I don't know. And she stared at me, and she was like, sorry? And I was like, so one of the letters I was guessing between, I was like, well, it's either this letter or this letter, and I like just guessed one. And apparently I guessed wrong. And she was like, but it's urine, and I was like, yeah, I've never written, like, I don't write my middle name. At most, I write the initial. Like, I don't write it out, like, my full middle name. What do you mean? So she stared at me, and she's really confused, because I think what this document was for was to, like, let me take high school classes in middle school. So that just made this whole experience funnier, because this document is like, hey, you have permission to, like, accelerated coursework or whatever the fuck. But, like, I didn't know how to spell my name for it.
It just, like, never come up in conversation for you to be like, oh, okay, like, spell your middle name for me. Or, like,
yeah, it just never, it was always first name, last name, which, like, okay, got it. And then middle initial. That was always the way. And so, middle name, I do remember filling it out, because I did kind of panic. I was like, oh, shoot, like, middle name? And I started kind of freaking out, because I was like, I don't know. But I couldn't admit that. Like, I may have raised my hand. I can't remember if when I was originally filling out, if I asked. Like, I might have raised my hand and asked the teacher, and I think they just stared at me blankly long enough that I was like, never mind, I'll figure it out.
Like, what?
Yeah, like they were super confused. And again, I got called down and had this whole talk. And at the end of it, she just kind of stared at me and was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "So it is spelled the way we have it in our records?" You know? And I was like, "Yeah, probably." And I was like, "Do you want me to like change it real quick?" And she was like, "Yeah, that'd be good." And she was like, "Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's right." And I was like, "Yeah, probably."
What?
Anyway, so yeah, it was a journey, and I don't know why I didn't see it as this priority for some reason. Like, I don't know, like it's my name. Why do I need to know how to spell it?
I love that, like, she gave you sass, like, well, that's not spelled the same way that it is in our system. Oh, well, like, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, excuse me. And I think like part of the panic was they were like, do we have it wrong in our system? And I was like, oh, probably not. Like y'all are probably good. And like my notes in the system were like already weird because like the system had like my mom's info and like my dad took his info out of the system. What? And then he like left my ex stepmom's info on there.
No, oh, okay. I remember.
So my info
this.
in the system, yeah, was already like kind of like sus probably for. So I can just imagine the office staff because they're like the office ladies. They're like the hot gossip capital of the school.
You know it.
So you already know they're like, oh, it's this weird one with like the two moms that aren't lesbians. And that one of which is like not involved at all because ex-stepmom. And like, yeah, it's this weird one. And it's like, oh, she also doesn't know how to spell her name though? What, pardon? I'm like, yeah, straight up. And I'm like, okay, but can I take algebra though? Like, are we good here, folks? Am I good? Yeah, they were very concerned about me. But we got there, friends. We figured it out together. It was about the journey. The journey.
It was about the journey. It was about the friends we made along the way. I can't do this. I can't. That was funny. That was so funny. I love that you got so far though without just having like you had no urge to know. You were like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and I think that might have been part of what confused them so much is I actually did not give a shit. I think that was part of their thing where they were like, is this right? And I was like, probably. And at this point I'm like, can I go back to class now? Like, I'm missing lecture. And she's just staring at me like, but no, like, is this how you spell your name? And I wouldn't confirm it because I didn't know. You're asking the wrong person. I was just like, oh, yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, like, most likely. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I mean, my mom gave you my information. Like, she knows.
Like,
she wrote it on the certificate. Like, she knows better than anybody. I don't know why you're asking me. I couldn't even, like, read when she wrote it on the certificate, so...
Ma'am, I too left the hospital that day, and I assure you, I don't even know what happened. So
yeah,
why?
I was just minding my business, bro. Like, this wasn't about me.
That was, So like, you're probably like what?
I was 11 or 12.
Oh my god!
Or wait, no, 6th grade. That would be.
You're like 13.
I was 13.
Oh,
I was 12 or 13. Probably 13 because I have a pretty early birthday. So, yeah. But you know, it really. I'm so serious. It didn't come up. It was always first name, last name, middle initial. Like, okay, I know that much. So then when I was spelling it, I knew that first letter, obviously, and I knew most of it. It was one letter that I was like, you know, that could go either way. Because in my head, I'm sounding it out is the other thing. Like, I don't know it. I'm like sounding it out. So I'm like, ooh, shit, there are 2 letters that could be. And it's a name that has spellings in both. Which is part of why the teachers were like, oh, is that how you spell it? Because it can be spelled either way. I was like, fuck if I know, man.
I love that the teachers were just as equally as confused as you were. Like, they were like, yeah.
Which, like, to be fair, I'd be confused too. If the tables were turned, I'd be like, what? But at the time, especially, because I had already, like, again, in elementary school, that first day of kindergarten, I didn't know how to spell my name, and I remember my teacher was, like, shocked, because she was like, oh my gosh, why? And I was like, because everybody else always wrote it on stuff. Why would I learn to spell it? Clearly, everybody else knows what it is. We're good. Like, we're solid. And she just kind of, she was like, okay, well, I'm not going to write it starting tomorrow, so you need to learn it. So I went home and learned it. And I came in, and apparently, I didn't know this. She told my mom, she was like, I can't believe she learned it. Like, overnight. Which I'm like, yeah, you told me to. What? What do you mean? I already told you. The reason I didn't know it is because I didn't have to. You made me. You made me know it. And I'm just surprised that I know it. You told me I had to. So to this day, that throws me off a little bit. Love her, though. She was amazing. Amazing teacher. But that one threw me where I'm like, what do you mean? You're the one who said I had to learn it and you weren't going to write it anymore. Because she said it like, she was like, you're going to have to write it or else I'm not going to know what your work is and you're not going to get, like, the grade, which it was kindergarten, but I cared about grades. And so I was like, oh, shoot, like, I need to learn it. Fine. So I went home and learned it. But, my middle name, nobody ever gave me that deadline, I guess. And again, there were 2 options in my head. The spelling could go either way. Like, okay, that's fine. Groovy. And I guessed. And I guessed wrong. Now, the crazy part is, if I had guessed right, like, no one ever would have known. Other than that teacher that I asked. I raised my hand and said, how do I spell my middle name? And they stared at me.
I mean, that's probably a fair point, though. You probably would have been like, oh, I don't know. Like, what? Yeah.
It just never came up. And I know that's weird to say, because it's like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, no, it did not come up. First name, last name, middle initial. It didn't come up. And I've never been a speller. I didn't just, like, write my full name out like a psycho. That's how you get your identity snatched. Writing your full name on every piece of paper you see. Like, it didn't come up. I don't know. I also, like, kept my middle name a secret throughout elementary school. Like, I thought that was really edgy to be like, oh, yeah, nobody knows my middle name. So, it was also, like, a secret to where I'm kind of shocked that I even knew what it was. Because it was, like, this serious secret, like, lock and keep vault secret all throughout elementary school, to where in middle school, when they were asking for it, I was like, I don't know how to fucking spell it. You have no idea the lengths I went to keep this a secret.
I remember that. And then, like, someone knew, and then everyone wanted to know for some reason.
Yeah, they looked in the computer, violating my privacy. They looked in the teacher's computer. Shady motherfuckers. What's funny is, like, my middle name's not a secret now, but that's some shady shit. They could probably see a lot of my personal information. Maybe they could see my social. I don't even know what's in that computer. I was a good child who didn't touch the teacher's computer. Because that's crazy.
Yes. Okay.
But them nosy bitches out on those streets, and I remember names. I want them to know. I remember you. I remember who. I'm not going to call you out like this, but I remember names.
I'm not going to call you out like this.
I'm not going to call you out to our 26 listeners, but know that I know. I know who you. I didn't forget. I can see it in my mind because you screeched it to the classroom. 5th grade. I see you. I see you. I hear you. I remember you. Yeah, I hear the screech in my mind's eye. Just absolute violation of my privacy. But it's fine. It's fine. For now.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine, Jill. It's fine. But yeah, moral of the story, I did learn how to spell my name, folks. I have since learned. So, it's good. We're good.
I'm glad you know now.
Based on the reaction, I'm sensing that this was a unique experience. Just like getting a nudge.
I mean, yeah. I knew. Well, okay, I knew. Trying to think. I was about to say that sounds so stupid. I was like, I know my name now, as if I'm not like old.
I know my name now. Me too, girl.
I don't know. I remember. Well, because my middle names are always talked about because my parents were divorced and they couldn't decide, so I have two. That's why I have two. And people always think they're like, oh, like they always. I don't know. I'm like, no, I just have two because like my parents couldn't agree. That's why I have two. And I guess like when I was like, people always had asked me to choose, and I remember I was like, I don't want to choose though. And they're like, no, but you can't like. Because do you remember when we did like star testing and stuff like that? And there was only so many bubbles, and they were like, "Oh, well, if you do like your full name, there's not enough bubbles."
Yeah.
And I was like, "But like that's my name." And they were like, "No, like you can't."
That's my name.
They were like, "But no, though." And I was like, "What?" And they were. I was like, but like, and I remember they were like, "You have to pick one." And I remember having this like existential crisis as like I don't know a 10-year-old. 11-year-old. Do you remember when we were all sitting there and they told us that our star test flew?
The truck fell off of the freaking highway and they all flew into the wind and we were going to have to take it again? Yes. Yes, I do. They pulled us all into the hallway.
Yes! Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now that is probably not a universal experience. I think you and me have a shared. I remember that. I don't know why I remember that so specifically.
Well, it was April Fool's, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think they said it was April Fool's, and then they started pieing each other in the face. I don't remember the context of that, but I have a picture of one of the teachers pieing the other teacher in the face.
That was like a core memory for me.
You didn't have to take the STAR test again.
No.
Maybe, I don't remember if the truck didn't actually fall off, but they did mess with us and say we were going to have to take it again. And then we're like, oh, April Fool's. But I don't remember the truck thing. I don't think the truck thing actually happened.
I just remember
them scaring the shit out of me.
That was so funny. Like that, to me, that's a big core memory for no reason, but it is.
Critical.
And
Isn't that also, we were in the hallway and we voted on our cheer? Our fifth grade cheer.
I think that was separate. That was a separate thing. But we were all in the
occasions.
We were all in the
hall. So I'm like,
we were all in the hallway. And then like I remember my group, like I was like, oh, let's do something. And then like someone just started breakdancing.
I do remember that kid actually. He had such cool shoes.
Do you?
I really wanted his shoes, and I looked him up, and it turns out they are Jordans, and I'm super not rich enough for that life. But to this day, those are sick shoes. Because he was always doing handstands. So yeah, like, the shoes were front and center in your face.
Yeah, well, of course. And I remember we were all like, whoa, he's so cool. And like, yeah, I wonder what he's doing now. I wonder if he's handstands. Like, I wonder if he like, I don't know, is he kind of felt like prom king material. I wonder if he was, if that's where he went. Do you know what I mean? Some people just kind of like give that vibe.
Radiate that energy. He definitely gave prom king energy.
He did give prom. Well, because what if he did, imagine him doing a handstand at prom.
Handstand up to the stage.
to get his prom king
crown. Would he stand back up to like have them put it on his head, or would they put it on the shoes?
Well, he can't mess up the like $200 Jordans.
Ooh, that's true. He'd have to like stand or not stand. They can't touch the ground.
But that's actually why he learned to do handstands, was to protect the shoes.
Yeah, he was like, hold on. No creases.
No.
You need me over there? Hold up.
Whoosh. Hold on, guys. I remember that. And then we all like thought it was so cool. And like, I have no idea what else was supposed to. Oh my god. Okay, this is speaking of elementary school. I remember I was in this room. So I'm like dyslexic, you know, and I was in this room with all these other kids. And in this like I was in this like special ed program in elementary school, and I was with all these other kids. And I was with them when like they were like, oh hey, you have a tornado warning. Oh. And they all put us in a room, and they were like, okay, like everyone like get away from the windows, like everyone goes to like all this, right, they're doing all the tornado. And this is probably the only time where I felt like a tornado was real, because it was like not a scenario, it was real. Yeah. And everyone was like, ooh, and I remember everyone's parents were picking them up. My parents did not pick me up.
I got picked up before we were working on a PowerPoint project, and I got pulled out.
I did
not.
My
mom was like, yeah, hell no.
My parents don't love me. I'm just kidding.
No. I just remember because I was doing a PowerPoint about rubber duckies. I got yoinked out of class.
They were like, you gotta go. And I remember I'm like sitting in this room, and like a bunch of people are like leaving, right? Because their parents are picking them up. And it was weird. And so then we're getting in there, and like I remember there was this kid in this program, and he was like I don't think he was fully blind. I think he had like some sort of sight impairment. And he's walking with his teacher. Like he's holding his teacher, and he's holding the cane in his other hand. He's walking in. And I don't know if it was like one of the teachers, because like I obviously knew all of the teachers in the program. I saw them all the time. And they're like kind of near him, and kind of, you know, like near this other kid. And I remember I'm like sitting, like trying to find a friend, because, you know, you're like 8 and you're like, I have to find my friends, and none of my friends were in here yet, and I was really sad. I was like, oh. That's so I know, I was I was like, I'm gonna die by this tornado without my friends. And I remember like one of the teachers, or like one of the students, because they had like turned off all the lights, which like I personally, hot take, what would that have done? But like, okay. They turned off all the lights.
Electricity, right?
Oh yeah, that.
They don't want it to like.
This Barbie is not STEM. Yeah, like the kiddos. And like other teachers had like another classroom, so like I was like, oh, all of my friends are probably like over there. And so, because we went to like a K through 5 school, and so it's like they're like helping him in, and they're trying, like, I guess the teacher, because like they don't want people like bumping into him, because it's kind of like a dark room. And one of the teachers or the kids goes like, hey, like it's really dark in here. And this guy, I kid you not, in like no stutter, full sentence, and he's probably like a year older, maybe. I don't know, he's probably like 10, 11, something like that. And this guy goes, oh, really? Like, I'm more like you're hugging your knees, you know, type position.
Yeah, doing the position. You're the like, yeah, cover your head, tuck your knees.
I remember seeing that, and I remember just like I was like, what? Like, brother, he thought that he thought long and hard, like, so for real. He was like, this is my time. This is finally it. And I think he was only there for like the 1 year, but like honestly, I hope he is doing fantastic. Oh my god! And there was this other kid that during that same drill who cried, and one of the teachers had to use their phone so he could call someone. I remember that. I think she also went to pick him up, because I think like I think because it was like I remember that only because he was the same kid, because we did like a drill like relatively recently, so I think that's why a lot of people thought that it was a drill again, because we had done like a mandatory drill.
Which ironically, that's the reason to think that it's definitely not a drill.
Yeah,
we just did one. Yeah,
but
I do remember everyone was like, "Bro, it's just a drill," and then I got picked up, and I was like, "Oh fuck, it ain't no drill."
And like people were like, because we had just did it not even 2 weeks prior. And the same kid had also called his mom, I guess thinking it was real, and then I guess when it like actually happened, he was like, oh my god,
they're coming.
It's not funny at all, but I'm
just this poor kid couldn't catch a break. The tornado came for him specifically.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway, I think that concludes, you know, What is
Wait.
20? What?
We were talking about those 5th grade cheers, and I have to bring up the one. Do you remember that one that was like based on I'm sexy and I know it? And it was like, I've got an A+ in my pants and I'm not afraid to show it, show it, show it. And they pulled out the paper with big A+ on it from their pants. And the teachers were like, okay. And they wouldn't let us vote on that one, even though we all tried to vote for that one.
I hope
we
basically
just vetoed it. Because every grade had to do their cheer every week at the assembly. Like as a whole grade in front of all the other grades.
I hope in like 5 years, if our podcast is ever like really popular, that they come back to this episode and this moment specifically, and people are just like, what the fuck? Like they're just really confused.
That's
actually,
a core memory for me.
Do you remember? No, because I know they did it when we after recess. They were like, guys, we have a cheer to show you.
Yes. Well, because it was that, and then like so right before them or right after them was the kid who was really popular but who sang fully chorally for his cheer, like a full falsetto chorus performance. And then it was either right before, I think it was right after that, it was A+ in my pants, and they all whipped out their notebook paper with big red A+ written on them, and the whiplash was just phenomenal.
Not gonna think that we're talking about like
it was funny, and we all wanted to vote on that one, but the teachers vetoed it.
Yeah, the teachers
I think
were like,
because
no.
of the whole like whipping things out of your pants. My gosh, I do remember that because you're right. At first, it was after recess. They pitched the idea.
It was. They did, and they were really excited.
Came up with it. They spent their recess doing that as a group because not everybody had to do like a cheer, but if you wanted to, you could sign up to.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible.
I was like, hell no, I'll watch you guys, but I'm not getting up there and doing whatever the fuck. I don't remember what ours even ended up being because all I think of every single time is an A+ in my pants.
Just like
notebook paper, and they had all written A+ on it, but with different markers, like not consistent marker. But they all said A+ on it. It's just like, okay, you know, it was a lot.
It was. I remember that. That's so funny.
Anyway, that's the core, and I think it was right before that was the pretty popular kid who was really good at sports, and he was just falsetto, full choir performance, and then right after was them whipping out the notebook paper from their pants.
Well, that concludes this week's episode. Please let me know your embarrassing elementary school stories. People are gonna think that we're like on acid and we're not telling the truth. And like, you know, if our podcast gets really popular and people are gonna come back to this and we're gonna be like, no, you don't understand. That was like so true. Please, like,
actually real. Like, yes, like, it's true.
Yes, yeah.